and we've talked about the big game. It was a tremendous game, a tremendous ending. Obviously, when a team comes back from 16 points down in the fourth quarter, and there's a punt return, and there's 2-point conversions galore, and there's a weird one where there's like a fumble, right? A fumble that winds up in the end zone, and one of the players just picks it up as if to like take it or give it to the official, and he's in the end zone, and it counts. And I'll give this the referee who was on the broadcast on Amazon Prime. He said it was immediately. He didn't even flinch when he saw that. He said that's recovered in the end zone. Like it wasn't for him. He said this is a backwards pass.
Despite what y'all think.
Right. Yeah. We're looking at it from the overview camera, backwards pass. So that makes it a live ball, right? And the ball, there was a defender, number 8 for the Rams. I don't remember the name. Like, he goes for the ball, hits him right here, slides out, and ends up in the end zone.
And everybody thinks it's done. Play over. Yeah.
Right.
It's one of those listen, it was crazy fluky play, without a doubt.
But we had Adam Kaplan, our NFL insider. We had Sean King, former NFL quarterback and one of our insiders as well.
That's
Everybody commenting on this game. It was really the game of the year with so much on the line, overtime. It ends on a 2-point conversion. The Seahawks didn't just kick an extra point to say, no, we can't afford to lose this game. They went for it.
I give them credit for that. Yeah, 'cause I was like, ooh, you fought hard to get back. You would think you want to take the easy way out.
But they were like, nope, not. And you know what? It's probably the right thing because the Rams had over 500 yards of offense. It wasn't like you were stopping them until the fourth quarter, which is when you stopped them. 4 punts and a missed field goal. But anyway, the conversation, and we want to get you involved. Don't forget 877-99 on Fox. Was this game, when you look at it, did the Rams choke or did the Seahawks win this game? And I'm going to go first, and I'm going to say that the Rams choked, okay? Because to me, you can't have a 16-point lead in the fourth quarter, got over 500 yards in offense, no turnovers, 0 turnovers, and the other team has 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
You give up a special teams touchdown, killer. You know that whenever there's a the chance of you winning, there should be a stat on that.
Think about the Super Bowl we always talk about when they got that onside kick. Special teams things ramp.
It just changes everything because you're getting a touchdown without having to put in the work of a drive and getting third downs. You know what I mean? And all those kind of things that go in there take up time and energy. It just really flips the script. And then, Stafford had these big numbers, right? But no big numbers in a time when it mattered, and that was the fourth quarter to ice the game. He had 4 punts and 1 missed field goal. Of course, the field goal had nothing to do with him, but the 4 punts. 3 of those possessions, okay, now this guy who threw for over
450.
Okay, 450 yards.
Crazy.
3 of those possessions were 3 and out. Three and out. You can't tell me if they got one drive going, eat up clock, you know what I mean, and get a field goal or whatever it was. They couldn't do it. He threw a touchdown in overtime. We got that to Puka. But my point is, that was the ultimate choke job. In fact, the stat that I saw was no team in NFL history. Did you hear me?
None.
No team. 0. Never been done before. Had over 500 yards offense. Had no turnovers and won that battle. Had a 16-point lead in the fourth quarter and have ever lost a game until last night. That was a major choke job in the all-time, especially given what was at stake. Both 11-3, both with a chance. It's a big, different road. It don't mean that the Rams couldn't win if they had to, but it's a way harder road than being a top team in the NFC, having a bye, home games. Now you got to go on the road. Last year they lost in Philadelphia on their way, right?
Bad weather. You could avoid it if you're at the crib.
If you're at the crib and you wind up playing. So to me, that was a choke job. I can't give Seattle more credit. Obviously, they made plays and they did stuff to win the game, but if I have to side with one, I got to go with the Rams choking.
Well, I don't agree, and I hear some of the things you were saying. I understand, but that's what makes some of these things great is when you have the first. You and I debated on the whole. It was the Pacers-Knicks. Is it a choke or did they win it? I guess my thing, a couple of things.
Must have been a choke because Tibbs got fired, but that's another story.
Mr. Tibbs?
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
So here it is. Why I disagree with you, my man, Rob Parker. Check it out. If this were 2 or 3 pick sixes by Matthew Stafford in the fourth quarter, some fluky off a helmet, and then okay, I get you. It was a complete game that turned it around for the Seahawks, which is why, to me, they had to go out and get it. Your special teams had to return a punt. So now your special teams are taking care of their job, returning points, getting points on the board, helping you, of course, not using up the clock because you get to score fast. Your defense had to hold the arguable MVP to 3-and-outs and a missed field goal. Our defense had to step it up, who's been number 1 in the rush, number 2 in pass, finally look up and realize, this is who we are, and you lock this team down who have been moving the ball up and down in a greater part of a quarter and a half, 2 quarters, the Rams. And then your offense, Sam Darnold, a.k.a. Sam McDarnold, according to you, finally said, let me do what I don't normally do. Normally I choke in this moment. Normally I freeze up. Normally I get frantic and start throwing more interceptions.
Like on the 2-point conversion that luckily bounced into the end zone.
And on the 2-point conversion that I remember, he threw it right dead smack to one of his tight ends to win the game. He threw 2 touchdowns, got 2 2-point conversions, and the offense was able to put up 38 points on a Rams team that we say is the most complete and one of the better defenses in the league. So all 3 facets came alive. I would completely agree with you if it were 2 random punt returns and a pick six or a crazy weird fumble fluky thing. The offense had to score a bunch of points in a short amount of time. The special teams had to return a punt, and the defense had to lock up Matthew Stafford and an offense that was humming, Puka Nacua, couple hundred yards receiving.
Yeah, but that's the
part.
So
to me, that's why they came together, locked in the fourth quarter, and were able to go and take a game that they needed against a team. Now the Rams are in a weird position, Rob. They can mess around, and if they mess around and lose the next 2 games, and if the 49ers can win all, and the Seahawks, they could not be in the postseason. There's a chance of that. That's
I
insane
get that.
now.
But my point is, you were running them. You were running the yard, okay, with Stafford and the 400-yard, all that other stuff, and 3 3-and-outs. Come on, 3 3-and-outs. I get their defense is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm acknowledging that. That's where your quarter. It's winning time. We need a drive. I need to make a play. There's no way that you're running the game in total. Look at the numbers. Look at the time of possession. The Rams had the ball 44 minutes. They 44 minutes.
You can't lose that game.
Okay,
That's
you
bad.
know that 44 minutes, and then in the fourth quarter, you got 4 punts, and so you're getting the ball back. They're giving you the ball back, right? But for you to have 4 punts and a missed field goal, not that. That, to me, is a choke job, one of the all-time choke jobs. And if they get knocked out in the playoffs because they have to go on the road or somehow don't make it, it will go down as one of the biggest chokes. And that's why they were all hot, including McVay. He knows the significance of that. It's different. It's different if you were in a shootout and they beat you. They're a good team. You can live with that. Not to be up by 16 in the fourth quarter.
With like 8 minutes left. And that's, again, why I give the Seahawks the edge. Because they had to do it in all 3 facets. It wasn't just some random fluky turnovers from Stafford or some running back fumble twice and some crazy Derrick Henry fumble he had a couple of times this season.
God.
This wasn't that. This was special teams doing it, defense locking up on the Rams, offense going to do it. And, again, you exercising the demon, Sam Darnold. Got to give him credit. The dude looked bad that first 2.5 quarters. And you're like, here we go again. He can't do anything against the Rams. Just he can't win a big game.
What did you think in the first half? Seriously, did you go like, oh?
First half.
What seeing Sam
I
Darnold?
told my children, leave me alone. They said, why? I said, because I got to hear Rob tomorrow.
You already know it.
And then I'm making them dinner. I'm grilling kids. I got one. I'm grilling the grilled cheese. I just brought home some Mediterranean food. I'm making the plates. I'm doing all this. Got the little Spectrum app going or Amazon Prime so I can watch it. And I'm all of a sudden like, boy, you would have thought I went to USC and I was a Sam Darnold fan away. I was so happy. I said, I get to tell Rob to his face. Tell that man put some respect on his name.
I bet you did, because at first you know me.
I was sick. They're like, Daddy, this. I said, I don't want to see your drawings right now. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I'm overreacting. I'm sorry. Daddy upset right now.
All right.
The Seahawks, give them some credit, Rob.
877.
Be in the business of American Express, like you always say. Be a credit card company.
I ain't giving them no credit.
Give them some credit. All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.